Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the most anticipated movie of this year for me, and that has been Justice League. It finally came out. I literally just got out of the theater maybe about, I don't know, half an hour ago or so. Rushed home and to talk about it because I really like this movie. It was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. Yes, it does have its problems, and there's some things here and there that just really aren't that exciting, but I'm happy to report it's actually really good. So let's delve into what makes this movie so good for me. Well, first of all, I think the best thing about this movie has to be the Justice League itself. Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and yes, Superman does show up. I'm not going to tell you how or anything like that. I don't want to spoil it for you. But I really like the Justice League. They really have a lot of great chemistry together. And just going to the movie for that pure, simple purpose is totally worth it. It's totally worth the price of admission, just seeing these awesome DC superheroes come to life on the big screen together, having to work together. Yeah, they have some problems here and there amongst themselves, but it's totally worth watching, and I would love to go see this movie again. And it's really the character dynamic as well as the actors' chemistry that really brings out how great the Justice League is. Like, these guys feel like although they do feel like they've recently just met, and they do in the movie, they feel like they're really good friends in a lot of ways. They bounce off of each other really well. They play with each other very well. They play to each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses, and there's a lot of great things going on amongst the Justice League. Still, my favorite character is Batman. That's never going to change. Flash, Ezra Miller, did a fantastic job. I was really surprised at Ray Fisher's Cyborg. I actually really liked Cyborg. Jason Momoa's Aquaman, super badass. Can't wait to see his own standalone movie. I was never excited about an Aquaman movie, nor did I think he could be badass, but it's been achieved, and I'm really surprised about that. Wonder Woman, fantastic as always. She's the brightest light of the entire group. And then there's Superman, as I mentioned. He is definitely in this movie. He's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. Like, I've liked Superman since Henry Cavill took it over, but there's something about this version in this movie that I liked a lot. I think we got a lot more character moments with him, and I think that's what really played up to why I liked him a lot more. So I really liked that. And all of those characters are great and the actors are great, but then there's the biggest downfall of the movie, which is our villain, Steppenwolf and the Parademons. There's actually some great moments towards the beginning with Batman fighting a Parademon, some other slight Parademon-ish moments. That was fine. But Steppenwolf, I really couldn't care less. Anytime we were dealing specifically with Steppenwolf, I sort of was like, okay, can we just go back to the Justice League now? Because that was really the most entertaining part of the film. I really didn't care about Steppenwolf. I understand the movie needed a villain for the League to unite against and fight, but really, I would have been just happy with the League itself assembling and then sort of leading up to Darkseid maybe in a Justice League 2. I think that would have been a lot more interesting, trying to get Superman back, assembling the team, all the strifes, butting heads, things like that I think would have been a lot better to make this movie even better. But I understand that we had to have a villain, had to unite against something, blah. Typical comic books, superhero sort of motives. But it really worked. And I liked, although I didn't like Steppenwolf, I liked how it brought about the Justice League, bringing them together, and that was really great. Now, as for the action, that was pretty good too. Obviously there's a lot of CGI heavy moments. There were some things towards the end, not necessarily towards the end, but the final fight, I guess you could call it, that sort of took me out of it. There's certain things that Steppenwolf was doing that was sort of not in the direction that I probably would have gone, or it just didn't look like the CG was quite as finished as other portions. But it was okay. The CG overall looked really great, especially I was surprised at Cyborg again. That looked really well. It developed over time. I really got used to it, and I didn't mind it maybe as much as other people did. But it was definitely pretty good CGI for Cyborg. The rest, so-so. It was okay. But the action, hands down, is probably one of the best things. Like I said earlier, Batman fighting a Parademon in the very beginning, super comic book, and it looked so awesome and beautiful. Everything about that was so badass. I can't say enough good things about it. Like, I really like Justice League. Again, the villain, not so much. But it really gets me excited for the future. Like, this is the movie I think that all of us superhero fans really wanted. on the superhero aspect. Not necessarily the whole story, but the superheroes were perfect and spot on, and I can't say enough good things about that. Now, as I'm sure the entire internet knows, this movie has been getting a lot of pandering. Like, it obviously has not the greatest Rotten Tomatoes score or anything like that, but Rotten Tomatoes is just one source. It's a culmination of a lot of reviews. A lot of critics didn't like it, but I don't really care what the critics say. I really like Justice League. I would highly recommend it, and I would be more than happy to see it again. Be more than happy to pay money to see it again. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to watch it and own it and watch it again and again, because it really was fantastic, and it really excites me for the future of DC. There's a lot of Easter eggs, certain things that I don't want to get into too much. There's a little bit of a tease here and there, and it's totally worth watching. I think this was better than Batman v Superman, but I think it could have benefited just a little bit from having a little bit longer runtime for less villain, more superheroes, which is the good stuff that we wanted to see. And I really wanted more of that. So hopefully there will be a little bit more of a director's cut, I guess, kind of like an Ultimate Edition with what Batman v Superman did. I feel like it would benefit from those extra couple of minutes here and there, character moments. I think it would really push it above and beyond. But overall, I really did like Justice League, and for that reason, I have to give Justice League an A-. Again, this movie really did surprise me. I highly recommend seeing it. Please go out and see it. I know that it may not be the Marvel cookie cutter sort of realism always, but it's literally a comic book come to life. And that's exactly what I want from my superhero movies. And that's what I love so much about DC, is that they don't want to sort of conform and be the people's most, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but like the most loved. They don't really care about that. Obviously, the companies and all that stuff want it to make more money, bring in a wider audience, whatever. But this is the superhero movie that I want to see. I don't want to see Iron Man and like some other characters over and over again and again. This one, it feels like they're developing, they're growing. Yeah, it has its problems, but when you don't want to be the cookie cutter and you want to be something different, you're not always going to please everyone. So what really comes down to is what you like. Did you like it? I personally did, as you can tell from this video. It has me super excited, and I really want to see it again. And I hope that a lot of people do like it, other than the critics, and ignore the Rotten Tomato noise and all of that stuff. But yeah, I would highly recommend going out and seeing it. That's really all I have for right now. So yeah, I'm really happy with Justice League. More than the internet, I guess, but that's just me. If you have seen Justice League, be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, what you like, what you didn't like. If you have any difference of opinion from what I've said, please feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear it out and discuss it with you guys. So be sure you comment. Also hit that subscribe button. I do have an Incredibles 2 teaser that did come out today. Later, a couple days ago, by the time you're probably seeing this, or months, how long ago has I posted this video? But make sure you're subscribed to see future videos. I'm working as hard as I can to get all these out. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.